Nací en Argentina, en Buenos Aires. Lo que más me acuerdo de cuando era chica era cuando a mi hermano le regalaron una bicicleta y él me la prestaba, pero yo tenía mucha envidia. En aquel momento a nosotros, a las mujeres, no nos animaban tanto a andar en bicicleta, pero yo lo que quería era salir al mundo y tener aventuras.
Midlife is a revival, a second chance to live the life you imagined. Our lives were transformed in midlife when we started rock climbing, ice climbing, and mountaineering.
We're Ray and Jackie, and we're on a search for inspiring stories of other midlifers who are redefining what's over the hill.
Midlife Mavericks refuse to be defined by labels. Today, I'm meeting Sandra, who picked up sports when she came to Canada in her mid-40s. Now, at 65, she has her sights set on competition in rowing, cycling, and paddleboarding.
Hi, Jackie. Welcome to the bike club.
Thank you. This is a really cool space, isn't it?
As the only woman working at Bike Lab, Sandra proudly defies the expectations often placed on older women.
Sandra started as a volunteer, and right away I knew that there was something special there. Not only was she enthusiastic, she was also a great people person. She's really good at connecting with people. And the Bike Lab isn't about the bikes, it's about building community, and Sandra is an expert at doing that.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
Good. I'm just working on your bike.
Okay.
And
good timing.
Yeah.
One of the things about bike mechanics is, especially for women and lady-identified folk who come to the Bike Lab, is they may be a little apprehensive about working on bikes, but Sandra puts all that at ease.
See how it goes away from my finger?
Fixing bikes isn't just about the gears and chains. It's about something deeper for Sandra.
I was born and raised in Argentina. My dad always raised us in a way that we are independent. And he taught me a lot of how to fix stuff at home. He showed me how to use tools, and I was in charge of fixing my own iron or hair blower. My memories from when I was young in Argentina are very nice. I have very good memories, although we never had a lot of money. I met Gustavo, who is now my ex-husband, and then I got two beautiful kids.
Sandra doesn't know it yet, but her life is about to change.
La situación aquí es tensa. Los manifestantes exigen un cambio inmediato y culpan a las políticas de austeridad de llevar al país al borde del abismo.
Argentina had a very big, high external debt. The government decided to close the banks. So all banks were closed suddenly. Nobody could take any money out of the bank. No matter how much and how hard we worked, it didn't seem that we had a way out. The government of Manitoba sent to Argentina 12 immigration officers to recruit all the professionals that were without a job. And so that's when we started thinking. We didn't even know what Winnipeg was or where Manitoba. All what we knew about Canada is Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. They presented Winnipeg as either like It's the best place in the world. They showed a video where everybody's so happy in Winnipeg. Every kid enjoys the winter. They all have a snowmobile, and indigenous people are dancing colorful dresses.
We arrived in Canada, and it was the coldest day that winter. So we went from 40 to minus 44 in 20 hours.
So we came here like expecting that we were gonna have an apartment, and then the taxi pulls up into this house on Langside, and then I thought it was like the coolest house ever.
We came from the airport straight to this house. This house was rented, and Gustavo had gotten the keys that same day, just a few hours earlier. For 3 days or 4 days, we ate sandwiches and tea and coffee and soup. We made soup. And we were sitting on the floor because there was nothing. And now, 21 years later, I'm still in the same house. I own the house now. And I have no idea how I got so much stuff.
Sandra's often saying she needs to buy a bigger house. She needs a bigger house so she can have some more sports equipment, a bigger gym.
I have no place to store my bikes. I can't bring all the equipment that I want.
It is, if you'll excuse the expression, it's her man cave, right? Like, it is full of paddle boards and bikes. I've lost count of how many bikes she has.
I don't think it's obsession, no. Because, no, it might look like that, but most of the day, if I count the hours, I'm sitting more than I'm exercising.
So I'm working from home today. I got an injury. I have no idea what happened. The knee exploded, and I was stuck. I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything.
It seems that I might be obsessed because that's all what I talk about. Because it's what gives me joy, right?
As a midlifer, pushing the envelope and pushing too hard can be a tricky balance.
Yeah, I mean, I think she should definitely be a little bit more careful. And I know that when she's injured, then she'll do something else, but, she won't rest fully, so I don't know, if
She just wants to keep going.
But once you have one, just take it easy. And then I know Dave probably tells her, like, don't do this, don't do that. And then, but she won't. Sorry, Mom.
I bike everywhere. I made a decision not to own a car a long time ago. At work, at sea, now I can bring my bike inside my office. So that is beautiful, that is wonderful. And one person at sea recently told me she did some research, and she found out that the people who commute by bike are the happiest of the commuters, more than walkers, people who walk. And of course, nobody will say, oh, I had such a good commute today in my car, stuck in traffic. Nobody enjoys that. Saturday is what I call my Sandra's triathlon. I bike to the rowing club, I row. I bike to the canoe club and do paddleboard, and then I do an extended ride back home. I started the Learn to Row in Winnipeg at the Winnipeg Rowing Club 3 summers ago. I realized I enjoy more the skills than just paddling straight or cycling straight or whatever, rowing.
I'm at the master's category, and but I am a beginner master category. Like master looks like, oh, you are a master. But no, I am a super beginner.
Maybe we could call this evening, talk for hours till we're sleeping. Months turn to years when you're gone. No flowers in the fields till you're home. 'Cause can't wait another day.
I took paddleboard lessons. I took 2 lessons, and then I started paddleboarding. I got involved with the community, but also Dave was part of that community.
I teach a competitive paddleboard group, and Sandra was the first to sign up. She shows up every single class. I basically built a schedule around her schedule because I know she's enthusiastic and really wants to get better. You know, the water is a great place to find yourself, really. Everyone who paddles will realize that immediately, is that very soulful activity. And Sandra's a very soulful person, so it's a natural connection.
Who's to say that life is this way?
After a series of injuries and paying her dues in life, it would be easy for Sandra to just sit back and relax. But that's not the Maverick way. Sandra has lined up a triathlon of races, not to compete against others, but to compete against herself.
Fire burns through the night, keeps us wanting night. Watch the sun fill the sky and lose all sight.
We're in Erickson, Manitoba. So we're located approximately 20 kilometers south of Riding Mountain National Park, gravel mecca of Manitoba.
Today, I would love to finish. Finish is the first goal, and after the second goal, which is close to the first one, is to finish second last, not always the last.
At that point, you guys are going to be rejoining the course with the 160 rider.
I think, what is she? Okay. Oh my God. Oh, you finished. Every race that I do, I am the last one, so I'm very close to not finishing, right? Being the last one. So that goal, done. And the second goal, that's the one that I really wanted, is be the second last. And I was the third last. So I surpassed it.
Go!
The whole environment of loading, unloading, rigging, unrigging, and bringing all the boats here, it's a massive, it's way more work, physical more work, all that thing, going up and down and carrying boats, than the actual race. This is my second race. I raced yesterday too, and we are going to go out on a double. So I'm a little bit stressful. We just this morning decided to change the positions in the boat, and we haven't practiced that together. So I'm a little bit stressed, but it will be okay. The 5 seconds before the starts are super stressful because all the umpires are loud and telling you to do this, do that.
Lake sailing. Thunder Bay runners. Attention. Go.
The race is interesting because it's only 4 to 5 minutes and it's gone. It's done. You are done for the day. And we came all the way from Winnipeg to Kenora for a 4-minute race, and that's it. But it's a nice feeling. It's a nice weekend.
Paddleboarding, it's my main event. The stress incredibly high. I prepare the whole year for that, but that doesn't mean that I do only paddleboarding. Can I do this? Why I am doing this? There is a sense of I can do it. Why so many people think we can't try new things because of age or because of being a woman? The main challenge is not the physical challenge. The main is the brain.
We're here today. This is the 6th annual Red River Paddle Challenge. The event is a 44-kilometer paddling race beginning in Winnipeg over at the St. Vital Park and ending at the Half Moon in Lockport. Sandra's special. She has been one of our original members of the Paddle Challenge community. First year, Sandra came out and she was a volunteer back in 2019. She had so much fun volunteering that year 2, she came out and said, I want to paddle. And she came out, not only did she paddle, but she also volunteered. So she got up super early. She helped out with people getting their boats registered and checked in, and then went and paddled the race. And she's done that every year since.
It doesn't matter if I'm the last one. I did it. I paddled for 7 hours in bad conditions with all my injuries, knee injuries and shoulder injuries and lower back chronic pain and neck problems. And why would people push me to sit on a couch and do nothing when clearly I did it? forget about age. Forget about if you're a woman, or forget about if you're a newcomer, and just do it. Don't think about that.
Like all midlife mavericks, Sandra doesn't think what she's doing is extraordinary. She is willing to take the hits to live a full life, one that isn't limited by a number. She believes that there is a maverick in all of us.
After being in Canada for 21 years now, I feel this is my home. I feel I'm home. This is my place, and I feel very happy.